What's up, everybody? I'm the Mangoose. You are awesome, and it's about time I do another one of these full rundowns. There's still a lot of confusion out there about who is developing what, and there have also been many changes since I made my last breakdown. I'll give a brief explanation of each game followed by what I see as the pros and cons. I'll have timestamps listed below if you want to skip around. If you enjoyed my content, please leave a like and subscribe. Today I'll be talking about Fault, Overprime, Predecessor, Core, Phoenix Rising, Ethereal, Project Stamina, and Revenblade. Links for more information about each game listed in the video description. Fault is a Paragon Resurrection project in production by Strange Matter Studios. They do plan for eventual release on the PlayStation console. The game is currently available for purchase via Steam. Strange Matter's approach to Fault seems to be to use the tried and true systems for other MOBAs combined with their own ideas to create a very competitive game that diverges from the Paragon formula on a course that will hopefully allow Fault to eclipse its inspiration. Fault's current lineup includes Decker, Grim.exe, Boris, Sevarog, Chimera, Kwang, Gideon, Lieutenant Bellica, Countess, Narbash, Muriel, Twin Blast, Murdoch, Sparrow, Greystone, and Steel. Fault is very accessible with solid servers and a comparatively large player base. If you pick up Fault, you will find a game. They've added many unique twists that make the game interesting, and they have proven time and time again that they are willing to listen to the community and adjust the game as necessary. Strange Matter has taken a very aggressive monetization strategy with Fault, having various tiers to buy in order to play, combined with a battle pass and premium currency. The first few months have also been plagued by bugs, poor matchmaking, and horrid optimization. Overprime is a Paragon Resurrection project in production by Team Soulleave. They plan for eventual PlayStation release. The game is currently available to anyone for free via their Discord or website with future plans for Steam. Soulleave's approach to Overprime seems to be to emulate the later, faster iterations of Paragon, while also bringing back fan favorites like the Overprime dunking mechanic on both Legacy and a Monolith-styled map. The current Overprime roster includes Lieutenant Bellica, Murdoch, Gideon, Twin Blast, Kwang, Countess, Fing Miao, The Fae, Rampage, Kalari, Sparrow, Narbash, Greystone, Chimera, Muriel, Sevarog, Howitzer, Sereth, Grim.exe, Boris, Shinbi, Grux, and last I checked, they were working on Gadget. Overprime is completely free and available to anyone. They have a ton of variety coming from the massive hero roster and multiple maps. They've also improved the game by leaps and bounds in the last few months. I have high hopes for this one when it comes to Steam. Soulleave's focus on adding in multiple maps and heroes comes at the cost of polish. Many of the animations are borked and the projectiles come from behind your hero instead of the hero themselves. I personally don't like the speed of the game, I'm sure others will. And also adding in things like travel mode and prime dunking brings with it many of the problems associated with those mechanics. Predecessor is a Paragon Resurrection project in development by Omega Studios. They plan for eventual PlayStation release. The game is available on Steam, but only if you're lucky enough to have received an alpha code for testing. Omega seems to be focused on providing as much polish to their game as possible, with Predecessor having the subjectively best Paragon feeling. The playable roster for the last alpha test was Sparrow, Murdoch, Narbash, Muriel, Chimera, Fing Miao, Sevarog, Gadget, and Gideon. Predecessor is extremely well optimized with very few bugs. They have made some changes to improve upon Paragon, however the game retains that undefinable Paragonish quality that we all so desperately seek. While the game is downloaded via Steam, it's only accessible to those who have somehow gotten their hands on an alpha key. They also had some balance issues. The ADCs were stupidly powerful early game, to the point that you could just play them anywhere. There's also less variety with a smaller hero pool. Core is a Paragon-inspired third-person MOBA in development by Metabuff. They plan for eventual PlayStation release. It currently isn't available to play and is really only a concept for now. Core started out as a Paragon Resurrection project, but recently announced their new direction, which is to create a third-person MOBA with their own assets. The proposed roster is currently unknown. I actually like that Metabuff pulled out of the Paragon remake race and are instead focusing on their own intellectual property. One thing I've learned from this ongoing process is that everyone's idea of what made Paragon great differs, and it's damn near impossible to recapture even a fraction of the old player base. Metabuff does not have the best track record with the community. From shady announcements to no info at all for a year, many people have lost faith in this company. I'm willing to give them a chance and see what they do, but even I am a bit apprehensive. Phoenix Rising is a Paragon-inspired third-person MOBA in development by Visionary Games. They have mentioned in the past that they would like to release the game on PlayStation. The game currently isn't available for play. Visionary Games were the first to attempt to resurrect Paragon in some form. They decided early on to use their own intellectual property. The company suffered a variety of setbacks and splits that has led to very little information about the progress of Phoenix Rising. The projected roster is currently unknown. Visionary's decision to stick to their guns and use their own IP even after Epic released the free assets may still prove to be a good one for reasons I mentioned when talking about Core. Players will go into this one without the shadow of Paragon affecting their expectations. The numerous setbacks suffered by Visionary have led many to believe that the game is dead. While I personally still check in on this one, I can't help but be dismayed by the lack of information. However, I will keep tracking Phoenix Rising until it either releases or Visionary calls it quits. They were the first to give us hope, and I feel that both the community and all of the follow-on projects owe this studio a debt of gratitude. Ethereal is a very ambitious third-person MOBA in development by Undying Games. Undying plans for eventual console release, however they aren't as tied to that console being PlayStation as the other ones are. The game currently is not available for play. Unlike most of the games on this list, Ethereal wasn't inspired by Paragon. The game entered production before Epic shut Paragon down. Steve Superville, the man who pretty much created Paragon, once said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he wanted to create a MOBA where the gameplay actually matched the cinematic trailers. This too was the inspiration for Ethereal, and I for one count that as a huge positive. The projected roster includes Aran, Leia, Talos, Noxus, Dante, Marina, Malaya, Exiel, Kalia, Zero, Asheron, Dr. Grace, Grognark, Malware, and Nikolai. Ethereal has plans to shake up the MOBA genre with a vertically tiered map, 6v6 gameplay, and flying heroes. They have great looking character models, fully fleshed out lore, and voice acting for each myth. Ethereal is the one I am currently looking forward to the most. The hype for Ethereal has been a roller coaster ride of missed alpha dates, causing some people to doubt that the game will ever release. While I have my own reasons to have faith in the project, I can't really share them because I've signed like 3 different NDAs with Undying. Project Stamina is a third-person class-based MOBA-ish game that aims to resurrect Gigantic using their own intellectual property. They plan for eventual console release, however Gigantic was an Xbox game, so that's probably the console they'll go with. The game isn't publicly playable, however they have had some pre-alpha playtests with a handful of people, one of which being me. Project Stamina does not have access to the assets used by Motika to create Gigantic, and are instead using their own characters, maps, and lore. Project Stamina is the name of the company and not the name of the game. They recently announced that the game's name reveal will be part of their upcoming trailer. The characters we currently know of are Kira, Matani, R4, Geist, Akka, and an as yet unnamed character built via community polls that they have codenamed Cake. I'm not sure what the alpha roster will be, but I have personally played Matani, R4, and Kira. Out of all the recent game tests that I've done, Project Stamina has felt the most fluid and responsive. The community is welcoming and pleasant enough that I feel the need to mention it. They also have fully fleshed out lore. Most impressive are the systems that Project Stamina is creating so that they can expand the game in the future. Project Stamina, as a company, are very well organized. I really don't have much bad to say about Project Stamina. I didn't play Gigantic, so I can't really make any comparisons. I haven't gone into this one with any expectations, so I'm always impressed. Revenblade is a third-person class-based arena brawler in production by Medallion Slate. They do expect to release the game on console, however which ones will be a decision for the future. Revenblade is currently available to everyone via their Discord, however live playtests are only held on Wednesdays and sometimes Sundays. Revenblade is an extremely fast-paced and fun game that has very low system requirements. I was introduced to this one via Project Stamina and have been hooked ever since. While they don't have names for their heroes, there is currently at least one character per class, with an archer, tank, mage, assassin, warrior, healer, and fighter. The fighter will eventually be rolled into the warrior class. Revenblade is extremely accessible with very low system requirements and a free download. It's easy to pick up and hard to master. The small community allows for direct contact with the developers. The low poly count art style can be a turnoff for some people. I actually like it, but I can see why others don't. I hope this video was helpful and I wish all of these companies the best, but for now this is the Mangoose signing off. You guys have a good one. Mangoose!